What's going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here. We're going to be talking about some more Dark Dimension 5 today. We last day we finished off Node 7. Took me a little bit to get Node 8 done because I just haven't really had time to play. But luckily, I had a pretty good night yesterday, and I was able to get the gameplay and the footage recorded, and then pump it out. But yeah, it's been pretty busy with the game, obviously, with everything going on with all the events and everything. So, anywho, Node 7 was pretty straightforward. I think Node 8 is kind of the one that will give people a little bit more trouble. We do have some pretty nasty Young Avengers mixed up with Silver Surfers, so you guys will see that. We have that Black Panther mixed up with Miss Marvel as well, which kind of gives me a bit of PTSD from Dark Dimension 3. I think it was Node 2 or 3, and then of course we also had something similar in Dark Dimension 4 as well. So anyhow, we'll jump in here so you guys can see the gameplay, and we'll kind of walk through it. And I've actually sped up some of the parts because wow, it was like a 50-minute video by the time I was done here. So anyways, what's important here is we're going to use the speed up from Mr. Sam. That's going to give us a boost of speed. I'm using the special on Squirrel Girl, so that way we can get a little bit of turn reduction if it's possible. And right here is most important is you want to be able to at least ability block her. Save your blind from Emma Frost for Silver Surfer, so that way it strips the buffs. Some people are running LDS as well. I think either one works, but we're gonna be acting disruption to Miss Marvel. Then we'll try to get Squirrel Girl down as well because because she's a tough one to handle. So we're gonna try to get her down as fast as we can. So for the sake of time and for the sake of making sure you guys don't get sick of me talking here, I've sped up some of the parts once we get through these initial strategy part. But yeah, locking down Silver Surfer with the blind, ability blocking Squirrel Girl so she can't cleanse, and then stunning Black Bolt so he can't use his passive as well. So that's kind of the triple hit there, and thanks to Doom's ultimate, we do get that extra couple turns for Sharon to allow us to kind of get a lot of control on the board here. So that's the really nice part. Once we take care of Squirrel Girl and Silver Surfer, I'll speed the footage up for you guys, but I think for the most part, just being patient with this one as well, focusing on Squirrel Girl, getting her out ASAP so that way she can't get that offense down on us. We got another ability block now as well. We're going to ability block Miss Marvel so she can't heal herself. She can also use the taunt as well, so just making sure you're checking and making sure that disruption is on her. Yeah, I think for the most part we should be able to take out Squirrel Girl here very soon here, and luckily for us we do get lots of turn in because of this, thanks to Trooper. He helps with speed reduction as well as a couple little extra damage and hits there, so that's really nice for us there. Emma Frost will use her speed slow down for the team as well, so we'll take care of Squirrel Girl. She's done, and then of course there's quite a bit of other baddies on the board here, and I think you can tell here why it's so bad. If your cooldowns aren't up. So luckily for us, we did handle Node 7 like a boss, and we had lots of cooldowns and everything up like that. So we're gonna use the heal again because it doesn't hurt us. Now don't be afraid to save your abilities or anything like that because these guys have a bit of health on it, so you should be all right. Look at that, we did not disrupt in time, so she got that taunt off, which really sucks, but that's okay. I did actually change Emma Frost to Skirmisher as well, so that way she can get that extra little vulnerability tag, so that way we can really take advantage of those hits from Sharon and from Doom when they single target or when they use their specials. Yeah, I think for the most part we're gonna throw the stun on Silver Surfer here because we don't want him. His speed is just absolutely phenomenal, so we want to make sure we can keep him in check as well. Once we take care of Silver Surfer, we'll speed the footage up so you guys don't have to listen to me talking for another 20 minutes. And yeah, and just I think same with the previous node, just making sure you're correctly taking your time and blinding and stunning the right guys. And I think for the most part, just making sure that Squirrel Girl gets that ability block initially and making sure Silver Surfer gets that blind will be a little bit harder because I think a lot of people didn't go Emma Frost for the global. I think a lot of people went LDS as well, which I mean, she offers a lot of damage and she crits and bleeds like yeah, I love using her for the tech nodes. She is a very solid choice. However, I only have her as like a 5 or a 4 yellow, so I did not find the benefit in bringing her up to the max there. So just keep that in mind. Might be a little different setup, but she does have that wonderful AoE speed reduction, and she has a ton of blind as well. Or not blind, she has a ton of bleeds as well. So we'll use the special, or not, excuse me, the ultimate here from Captain Sam, just to give us a little bit of cushion here, because as you guys can see here, we really... oh, how did I... Okay, I didn't realize I think I was blinded from there. Whoops. I don't think I was paying attention there, but we'll speed this up once we take care of Surfer, and you guys will see that I've black and whited the footage, so you guys can kind of tell what parts are sped up. I mean, I think you could already tell because it's super fast, but I did not want you guys seeing that. We just kind of take care of the rest of the scraps. You can save more to last because he does heal himself, and he is quite annoying. Between him and Yo-Yo, you should be able to get all your abilities charged up because they're just really, really annoying to deal with. So that's kind of why I left Yo-Yo last. She just keeps applying that offense down, which is actually kind of nice for us because if you see here, if we would have attacked her, it would have taken us ages to get her down. So the next wave that drops is actually not that bad. So we're going to get the initial hits in, and then I'm going to speed the footage up again because I think for the most part, I think everyone really gets it. This node, or at least this section here, the second part, isn't too shabby. As long as you're stunning and blinding, it's not bad at all. Shuri and the Wakandans did get a rework, so of course I expect those stats to be pretty obvious here in this game mode as well, but I didn't really see it. We're taking care of Falcon first because he can strip our buffs and he can blind as well. So did I say Falcon or did I say Hawkeye? I'm not really sure. Anyways, so what I like to do is I like to focus on Hawkeye, so that way if we can get rid of him, then he doesn't have his buffs, he doesn't have his blinds as well, and we don't want that messing around with our team here. So once we take care of him, we'll speed it up again, and you can kind of pick and choose. I go for Black Panther because he's quite dangerous, especially if he starts killing off some of the minions, and then I blind him as well. And then afterwards, you can kind of pick and choose whoever, but I like to leave Shuri and Yo-Yo last again because they do have a lot of heals. And keep in mind, I believe it's when there's one enemy left, the next wave drops. Let's just see here. I could be wrong, actually. It might be 2. I always forget on these nodes which one it is because they all seem the same to me. And MSF.gg does do a really good job of telling you when to drop as well. But unfortunately, I just don't recall. I believe it was 1. So you can bring them down as low as you can. So that way it's a double drop. So that way even if somebody drops, then they're pretty much low. So that's what I did here. We left Yo-Yo last again because yeah, she's kind of nice for charging our abilities. So right here we've got that Captain Sam wonderful ultimate of his, and remember it's going to give everybody a nice little speed boost. So we want to make sure we can save it when it is his turn. And then again, wherever he hits as well, he also lands his vulnerability tag. So it's always nice to kind of land it on somebody that doesn't have it. Up to you guys what you want to pick and choose, but it'll help basically maximize your damage overall. This node is very scary because this particular wave here kind of reminds me of Dark Dimension 3 and 4, where there is that combination of Miss Marvel with Black Panther. And of course, in this case, we also have a weird mix because we have Shuri in here as well as Squirrel Girl, which can be quite dangerous. So what we do here is we're going to slow everybody down to give us a speed advantage, and then we're going to focus on making sure we can make sure that that Squirrel Girl doesn't do any debuff removal, because if she does, it's going to be very dangerous for us. So we're gonna target on Black Panther as well. We're gonna disrupt them so he can't get any offense up. We're gonna target Black Widow so that way she can't get stealthed, and then we're gonna land this beautiful smashing ultimate here and get rid of Black Panther. And then again here, like I said, that Squirrel Girl really getting that ability block in. Stunning her works as well, but I find that the stun's better on Miss Marvel. Hear me out. It works better because there is quite a bit of brawlers here, and even if she is ability blocked, she will still get those assists, guys. So make sure when you're doing this particular wave, stun Miss Marvel first. It's very similar to Dark Dimension 3 and 4, where if you leave her alone, even if she's ability blocked, she's still going to perform those assists for the team. And as you guys can see here, there is quite a bit of synergy with all these brawlers that if Black Panther was still alive as well, he would be getting some pretty nasty assists from Miss Marvel. And yeah, that's just, like I said, that's just kind of my experience with this node. and I've only ran it a few times, but when I saw that initial drop, I kind of knew that they would be trouble if we didn't keep an eye on them. So anyways, we're going to take care of the low level stragglers. We're going to take care of anybody that's low, and right now we're in pretty good shape here. I think we've got pretty much half of this wave already done, and then keep in mind the last wave isn't too shabby. I'd say this is probably the hardest wave in this node, and once you get through it, you should be fine. You should be pretty, you should put yourself in a pretty solid position to one-shot it. Mordu, yeah, that's nice. He's not really, he's going to tickle us with his little heal block. That's not going to be too many issues. And we got lots of troopers there as well, which helps. So I think Okoye, don't quote me on it, but I think she's also gets assists for Miss Marvel as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think she's a brawler. I forget now. Anyways, we're gonna do the heals here. Lots of people decide to either only pick one of the Secret Avengers, Maria or Sharon, and honestly, I can't make that choice for you guys. I think the three of them together with Cap Sam, they form a really solid synergy with each other, and I think that it will be a lot easier for you guys if you go with all three. Unfortunately, there is quite a bit of materials involved, especially the skill side, so you'll have to obviously depend on what your materials and your gear is at, but I do recommend having those three because they're also Doom Raid characters. They also form a very powerful team in War offense and in Crucible offense as well, especially on those particular rooms where you can't use your Infinity Watch or you can't use your Darkhold team. These guys make a very solid attacking team to use. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say about that. I don't know why I didn't disrupt Baku. That's a little weird to me. As I'm watching this and kind of going through the recording here, I'm just kind of figuring what my thought process was, and yeah, it's a little interesting to see that. And yeah, sometimes I always try to check the board and make sure I'm disrupting all the taunters. Maybe I didn't have enough turns in place to kind of hit that disruption, but that's okay. So anyways, once you take care of I think Black Panther and some of the other uglies like Black Widow, I took care of her early because she stuns and she's really annoying with the speed up, so it can really help her team out. So that's why I did that. And then of course Emma Frost applying that slow as well will move much faster in place without Black Widow's speed up. So that's why we took care of her ASAP. Squirrel Girl as well. You can see that she's still ability blocked, which is great for us. And yeah, we're gonna do the blind. We're gonna do the blind here and hopefully kill off Miss Marvel and get that blind onto somebody else there. I don't know if that really helps. If it's on Mordu, he might just use his heal block. I'm not really sure. But anyways, yeah. Hopefully you guys can see the value in getting rid of those dangerous characters like Black Panther, Black Widow early on, so that way you're not worried about them, and then leaving Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl kind of midish, and then making sure their ability block is stunned. But I hope you guys see value in that. And then I think for the most part, that's pretty much the chunk of this one. We can, you know, you can charge your abilities up again for the next wave. The last and final wave is actually pretty smooth. We'll speed it up a little bit too, so you guys, I'm not going to black and white it so it's not confusing for you guys, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I think for the most part, once you get through that death wave of brawlers with Miss Marvel, yeah, it's like I said, it gave me a little bit of PTSD from the previous attempts with Dark Dimension 3 and 4, but just got to take it calmly and smoothly. And we do have better characters this time. We have Doom, we have Sharon. There is a lot better characters than back then, so it's really nice we have that advantage. We're going to use that Doom wonderful ultimate, so we get 3 turns. So this last wave isn't too bad, but obviously you can't really let your foot off the gas pedal. Just like I said already, being very careful on who you target. Jubilee is a dangerous one as well because she can stun, and then she can actually kill off a lot of our minions here because of that ability. Her AoE stun that basically just hits everybody. So yeah, it's a wonderful ability, but very dangerous if you don't keep an eye on it. Yeah, so we're gonna try to do the ability block. That didn't work, unfortunately, but that's okay. Sharon does have a couple turns in place because of the fact that we use Doom's ultimate. Keep in mind her basic does apply the slow, so I'm always using it. We have Emma Frost's blind to give us that extra cushion. It would have been nice if we can get the ability block off, but that's alright as well. Same sort of strategy here. We know he's blinded, so that's fine with us. We have Hawkeye kind of in the crosshair as well because again, those debuffs, blinds, we don't like that. So we're gonna stun Magneto because we don't want him blinding us. We don't like the blinds. That's why, if you guys haven't noticed, I really try to emphasize the part where we try to get rid of the characters that can blind us, because blind will slow you down, and we do have a lot of characters on the board that require the hits to get landed, so the blind will hurt if we don't mitigate that. So that's why we do that. We have another nice ability block, which is nice as well. You guys can save it, or you can focus on Hawkeye and just kill him off. It's really up to you guys. Yep, and then we speed this up a bit because I think for the most part, I think you guys get it. Silver Surfer's ability block, just, you know, take care of Silver Surfer when you can. And then, of course, you can kind of pick and choose who you want last, but I think Yo-Yo is a terrible choice. Don't pick her. She's just going to keep dodging. Takes her for too long to kill. I kind of bounce back between Jubilee and Magneto. So, yeah, whoever you want to pick. I think for the most part, just making sure those abilities are ready to go, because the last and final node is very hard. I've seen footage of other people talking about how difficult it is, and it's a crazy node. It's got a lot of characters in there, lots of dangerous invisible women's, and I think there's Silver Surfers in there, and yeah, pretty crazy stuff, guys. We'll go over that later on, but yeah, I think Doom is also in there as well as Mr. Sinister at the end, so it's a very crazy node. But anyhow, we're not talking about that one right now. We are finishing up here with Node 8. There you guys have it. That's the one shot. I hope it wasn't confusing for you guys with all the sped up footage, but I hope you get the gist of the strategy on the parts that were slower speed, and that you guys can kind of see the rationale. But yeah, having all that control with Sharon, Maria, and Doom really gives us a lot of control, and of course I guess Sam as well. But yeah, Emma Frost's blind comes in key. LDS is a good substitute if you don't have Emma Frost, but I really recommend Emma Frost, guys, if you guys have the mats for her. All right, that's it, guys. We will catch you in the next one.